My son destroyed the school bathroom with the sledgehammer, and I've never been more proud of him. I got called out of work because my 13-year-old Josh had taken a sledgehammer to the boys' bathroom and caused $30,000 worth of damage. When I got to the middle school, Josh was sitting outside Principal Miller's office with ceramic dust in his hair and his knuckles bleeding through paper towels. The secretary kept shooting him these terrified glances while typing his expulsion paperwork. Principal Miller came out looking physically ill. She showed me photos on her tablet that made me feel sick because it looked like someone had detonated a bomb in there with every toilet smashed to pieces and every sink ripped from the wall and mirrors shattered everywhere. His math teacher, Mr. Harris, was standing in the corner of her office shaking his head. I can't understand what would make Josh snap like this. He seemed like such a good kid. This is just terrible. This was my kid who still sleeps with a nightlight and reads picture books to kindergartners during his lunch break. Josh, you better explain yourself right now before the police show up, I said, because Principal Miller had already told me she was calling them. Josh turned to Mr. Harris. You have hidden cameras in that bathroom, and you've been live streaming kids using the toilet to people online who pay to watch. Principal Miller blinked like she couldn't process what she'd heard. Josh, that's a very serious accusation to make against a teacher. Mr. Harris laughed, but it came out forced. This is ridiculous. The kid destroys property, and now he's making up stories to avoid consequences. I saw it on his phone during math tutoring when he stepped out to make copies, Josh said, showing us screenshots. There's this website where 40 people were watching us live during recess and typing these sick comments about which boys they wanted private videos of. Principal Miller took the phone reluctantly, like she didn't want to believe it, but her face started changing as she looked at the screenshots showing our school's bathroom from multiple angles with a chat sidebar full of usernames and messages. Those could be from anywhere, Mr. Harris said quickly. That's probably not even our bathroom. That's the dinosaur poster you put up last month, Principal Miller said slowly, pointing at the screenshot. And that's the new soap dispenser we just installed. I recognized a kid from Josh's grade in one screenshot from yesterday, with people calling him by name because they'd been watching long enough to memorize which kid was which, based on bathroom schedules. Someone else must have put cameras in there, Mr. Harris tried, his voice getting higher. Maybe it's a student prank. I tried to tell the vice principal, but she said not to interrupt her lunch, Josh continued, his voice cracking. More kids kept going in, including this third grader wearing a dinosaur shirt that everyone in the chat was getting excited about and asking you to zoom in on. Josh showed another screenshot. Look at the username controlling the cameras, Mr. H_math. And here's where someone called him Harris in the chat and he responded. Mr. Harris's face was turning red. That's not proof of anything. Anyone could use that name. I couldn't find where all the cameras were hidden, Josh explained. They could be in the mirrors or the vents or between tiles or inside the soap dispensers or anywhere. The only way to make sure I got every single one was to destroy the entire bathroom. Principal Miller was studying Josh's phone more carefully now. Mr. Harris, why would Josh make this up? Because he's disturbed, Harris said desperately. Look what he did. He's obviously having some kind of breakdown. But that's not the only reason I grabbed the sledgehammer, Josh said, looking at me now. He showed us more screenshots where Mr. Harris was taking requests from viewers for specific kids and promising to install better cameras with higher resolution. Principal Miller's hands started shaking as she read. This is insane, Mr. Harris said, but sweat was running down his face. You can't possibly believe. Be quiet, Principal Miller snapped at him, then looked at Josh. Continue. There was a list of elementary school students organized by grade with their photos and class schedules and which bathrooms they'd use based on their classrooms. Mr. Harris had been planning to expand this operation. Why would I even know about the elementary school schedules? Mr. Harris tried, but his voice was weak now. Because you're on the district technology committee, Principal Miller said slowly. You have access to everything. Josh's voice broke completely. He had Mia's picture circled on the kindergarten enrollment list with notes about how small kids were worth more to certain buyers. My little girl who was starting school in 6 days and this monster had already been planning to film her. Principal Miller grabbed Mr. Harris's phone from his pocket while he protested. This is my personal property. You can't. I absolutely can, she said, her voice like ice. We could all see the live stream app still running, except now the feed just showed rubble where the bathroom used to be. She started going through it, and her face went from pale to green as she found hundreds of video files organized by date and grade level. You destroyed 30 years of work, Mr. Harris said to Josh with pure hatred. All pretense gone. Thousands of viewers in 20 minutes. Principal Miller was already dialing the police while Mr. Harris stood there trapped between us and the door, realizing his life was over. But he had one last trick up his sleeve that none of us were prepared for. Full story on the channel below.